Welcome. I'm so excited you're here with me today. My name is Cindy Lish, and I empower moms to confidently get back to the workforce. Let's get started. Today, we are going to talk about the best ways, first off, to send and attach your resume to the application. And the other thing we're going to talk about is which format of your resume should you use? Should you send a Word version? Should you send a PDF version? It's always so confusing to know the right way to do this because it actually does make a difference. Okay, so let's back up. And first off, let's talk about the attachment. Now, there's often many ways to send your resume, to transmit your resume to the potential employer. One way is going to be a quick apply. Okay. We are never going to use a quick apply. And let me tell you what the quick apply is, and let me tell you why we're not going to use it. So, quick apply is when you have your resume already uploaded to a website, let's say for Indeed, for example. And then quick apply means that you just take a resume that's already there and just automatically send that resume. Okay. So now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that this is not going to be the best way because we need to target that resume for every single job that you are applying for, as well as write a really great cover letter. So if you're just using a stock resume that's in the file, it could not be the right one for this job because you've done a lot of things in your jobs. You've done a lot of things in your volunteer work. You have a lot of accomplishments. But the idea is to single out the important, relevant skills and accomplishments that you have from your past and put those on the resume for the application that you're applying for the job you're applying for right now. Let me give you a couple of examples. So, for instance, I worked with a woman who was a pharmacist in a retail pharmacy, and she was looking to make a pivot in her career to go towards public health. Okay, so her original resume had a lot of bullet points that you would expect from a pharmacist resume, right? And we know what a pharmacist is. We know what that resume would look like. It would talk about mixing compounds and counting pills, things like that. But if she's making a pivot in her career and going towards public health, those are the wrong skills and accomplishments to be highlighting, right? You see what I'm saying? Whereas, where on the other hand, the parts of her experience that we wanted to highlight was, for example, the outreach programs that she did for people that were victims of national disasters, of floods, of things like that, and what she did as a pharmacist to provide for them, right? So there's different points that we wanted to get across. And that's why it's important to always come and target the resume to the right job that you're applying for. Okay. She did that. She wound up with multiple job offers because she was streamlining it properly. Okay. Let me give you another example. I worked with another woman who ran a nonprofit theater. So her resume listed many items that were in relation to running a theater, but she also managed teams, she handled a budget, she wrote grants. So if she was looking for a position that was outside of the theater world, then it would be irrelevant to have things talking about actors and rehearsals, but it would be more relevant to talk about all the things that she did managing the entire operation, right? I know you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're not going to use a quick apply. So the way that you're going to attach the resume is that the application will have an attachment, and you click on the attachment and you will attach your resume there. If instead of applying online that way, you're applying directly by sending your resume and cover letter to a person via their email, then what I'm going to ask you to do is to attach the resume as an attachment to the email, attach the resume to the email and transmit it that way. Okay, you with me thus far? Okay, now, which format of the resume are you going to send? Are we sending a Microsoft Word? Are we sending a PDF? Okay, so it actually really does make a difference. So first thing I want to tell you is the most important thing to do is follow the directions. Okay, so if it tells you specifically that they want you to send it as a Word, then you must send it as a Word. Or they tell you specifically you have to send as a PDF, then that's what you have to do. Even if there is a better option, and there is, I'll tell you what the better way to send it is. because following directions is much bigger in an application process than just how am I getting my resume across. So the following directions speaks to a larger point of who are you as an employee, right? It's like a first test in seeing, are you going to be a good employee here? Do you follow instructions? Because wherever you are, whatever company you're going to, whatever job you're doing, even if you're going in at a high level, there are still going to be rules and protocols and instructions to follow. And they want to make sure that you are somebody that can actually follow the directions that were laid out. Okay. So step one is make sure that you do what they say. Okay. Now, if they don't tell you how to attach the resume, now you have the option of doing it the way that you would like to do. And in that case, I'm going to tell you always use a PDF. So here's the reason why a PDF is going to be much better than a Word file. So a Word file, which you know what that is, that's the one that we're working in that you can edit. So a Word file is going to look different to the person opening it up if they have a different version of Word. And I'm telling you, statistically speaking, that whatever version of Word you have and whatever version the people who are opening it up have, it's going to be different, right? Or maybe one of you is working on a Mac and one's on a PC and someone's using Google Docs, and it's going to be different. So what happens when it's different? It means that the format is all messed up and all the effort you put to make this resume look beautiful is shut. It's gone, right? So the spacing, all the dates that you have in line, all the paragraphs, it's not lined up. It's all out of order. But on top of that, even words can have the spaces between them missing. So you can have a sentence that spaces in the proper way, and the spaces are missing between the sentences. So it will take away all the efforts you put forward for this resume to make it look perfect. So definitely we don't want to send it as a Word. We want to send it as a PDF. So a PDF is like a picture of it, like a snapshot, and it's not editable. So what's gonna, I know you can have a special program to edit it, but when it transmits over, the PDF is going to read and look exactly the way you sent it. Okay, so that means it doesn't matter if they have an older computer than you, a newer computer than you, it's going to look exactly the way you put it together. So it's going to look perfectly on the other side. And that's the impression that you want to make when you are transmitting something to somebody else. You want it to be perfect. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you pop on over to my website. I have lots of other content for you. I have a free masterclass, private Facebook group, lots of other blogs, videos. You can have a free discovery call with me so that I can talk to you about how I can help you out on your job search. I hope you have a productive week. Always remember you're a warrior, and I'll catch you the next time.